And let me quickly share the screen as well. Excellent. If you guys can't see the screen, just let me know pretty quick. If not, and if you're able to hear me, I would like to kick this off right away. Those who have joined or are joining right now, they can basically continue from where they came in from. So thank you, everybody. Again, I would like to congratulate all the parents and their childs who participated in junior pathway ice cricket tournament in 2023. And we as an organization are very proud to see our boys getting an opportunity at domestic as well, national level, representing ice cricket, right? Mind the typo there. Happy to see talent from our region, basically getting a clean sweep across zonal, zonal tournament and bringing home the zonal championship, U13, U15, U17, all those who were involved. Kudos to every one of those who were involved in domestic area as well, who went with our boys out at U13, U15, U17 nationals, right? A well-deserved opportunity for some of our kids who represented national and brought glory to ice cricket. With that said, I think, we as an organization for the first year did pretty decent enough. A lot of things happened, a lot of things to learn, a lot of things to move forward and improve from here on. With that said, I would like to kick off the agenda starting today for our 2024 tournament, and I would invite Heman Patel to go over some of those agendas with you. Heman, are you able to see the screen and able to talk? Heman? Heman, are you there? Let me quickly check how to unmute everybody. So just a second, guys. This is something we are using it for the first time. So I think we may have a little bit of one second, guys. Okay. Let me check where he is on this list.
Hey, can you hear me now, Nipun?
Yes, I can.
All right, so I'm not able to see the screen share, but I'm able to communicate. Again, what Nipun, just mentioned. First year, we had quite a bit of learnings. We're gonna look forward to put a lot of our lessons learned and the feedback that we have captured into motion this year and make improvements. Provided the guidance from USA Cricket and other items, that are being considered by USA Cricket. What we would like to do is, we'll be kicking off the 2024 season 2024 for the hub and the zone cricket. The schedule will be announced by end of March. We have a few other, few things that
started.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Yep, no problem. Again, one of the key requirements that's coming out this year for all the parents involved is the child must be registered with USA Cricket. If you need to, not only the child should be registered, but a paid registration. If you need any help in that, please reach out to us. The participation fee for all the kids that are going to participate is going to remain the same. We are going to distribute out the links for the payments as we announce for the schedules. And hopefully this time around we will streamline that payment portal so that we're not constantly dependent on others to make the collections for ICE. One of the key changes that is coming up this year, or that's being introduced by USAC Cricket, is the kids are not going to be able to play across multiple age groups. That's one of the key items that's coming out from USAC Cricket is a child will only be able to participate in their age group. Again, if there's any other clarifications that come out of this, before end of March, before we kick off our tournaments, we will make sure that it's communicated, to the parents to make sure that, they're up to speed onto all the communications that are coming out. Again, if we look at the, the key requirements, the age group, the date of birth cutoffs, must have a USA cricket ID, and all the rosters will be verified and validated by USA Cricket before a player is allowed to play in their ages. Nipun, anything I missed here?
Not really. So female women's cricket, very critical path for US cricket. That I know you can't see the screen, but if you allow me, I can go over that. Heman?
Yeah. So I think I'm at the tables and the slides at this point for the pathway.
So let me quickly go over the female participation. They can participate in U11, U13, U15 and zonal level as well. So last year where we had an issue, women were not allowed to participate in zonal. This year there is an exception, and US cricket is allowing women cricket to participate in zonal tournaments. And obviously they get 2 years of exception to participate in lower age group. Yeah, go ahead, Heman.
Okay, thank you. Again, those are the details. This year's tournament will be U11, U13, and U15. U17, 19, and the men's will be, conducted directly by USA Cricket. U11 will be played at the hub level. U13 hub and zone, and U15 will be hub, zone, and then nationals. Okay. Again, there's the pathway down below for the men's, USA men's national and the senior U18s. Let me know if you guys have any detailed, questions on that. We can go over, if there's any clarification that's required.
I'm on the cutoff chart, page 2024.
Yep.
So I think
there's the
self-explanatory, but just
all right. I think from a very high level perspective, that was the, our 2024, kickoff. Basically, there will be a lot of news coming up, and the information will be shared with all the parents and representatives. The volunteer opportunities, as well as any other opportunities that presents with ice cricket will be distributed to all the parents, and then we'll look forward to seeing you all back again in the competition for the kids, as well as kind of making sure that our kids are represented well, and the talent that we possess in the in the Chicago region is brought out and put into a light that for everybody, from the zone to the national scenes to be seen. All right, over to you, Nipun.
All right, thank you, everyone. So just quick recap of cutoff dates. We have the upper and lower limit, and US Cricket is putting a strict rule around if a kid is within U13 upper and lower limit, that individual child will only be playing in that age group. They won't be able to participate. For example, if somebody is between September 1st, 2010 and August 31st, 2012, they will not be allowed to participate in U15. So just to give you a quick insight, same thing is for U11, U15 across all age group. Quick zonal schedule, we are planning to get some announcement from US Cricket by end of April. U15 nationals are scheduled in Atlanta, Paranveer, August 29 to September 2nd. And as Heman mentioned about volunteer opportunities, we'll definitely keep everybody who is interested in volunteering for ice cricket. With that said, the most important part, without funds, this organization cannot function as normal, right? So I wanted to quickly dive into our budget overview, some challenges that we had, and if there are, representative from different part of, different academies, please keep in mind invoices needs to be sent to us in company letterhead. We need W9 form. On BPL, especially CCA, we have been requesting this. We haven't received one. And then we'll look at the next step on, how are we planning to collect funds for ICE for 2024. Right. Apart from that, fundraising effort, if anybody is willing to help us out on that, that would be excellent. And transparency and accountability is what I'm about to deep dive into, right? So with that said, let me quickly move on to some of the things that I wanted to review and go through essentially. So there is one action item left on every academy part. They have been sent this Excel worksheet to identify and help where individual kids and which age group they will be playing under. If you see that a kid has moved from one academy to another academy, please make sure you change the academy name here and update that accordingly. Move to, so for example, let's say Nipun Joshi has moved to BPL. I need to know where this individual is, right? So things like that. Which age group will Neil be playing? Whatever that is, put an X mark. For example, he's going to be participating in U13. Every academy has a tab. This Excel worksheet has been shared with every academy. Please, the completion date was February 28th. I have not received a single reply from any one of the academy. Please do so. It's very important for us to get our registration going, as well understand to open new registration for those who potentially are ready for competition from respective academies, right? There may be some more academies we will be inviting as well, because there are some more pop-up academies that have come up across Chicagoland. So we'll be adding them as and when we can, after we formally recognize and identify every player. Those are already in the system at the moment. With that said, I'll move on to a different topic. So an overview cap of overall games. We had approximately 58 games played across different age groups. So if you see here, vertical perspective, how many games for which age group was played at which ground. Now why this Excel worksheet? It helps us identify, what are the costs that's going behind renting the grounds, right? So overall, if you look, Balstrode at 15 games, Commissioner 4, D Park 6, Indian Boundary, Lake in the Hills, South Elgin. So essentially we used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 grounds to complete our entire hub tournament, inclusive of U13 and U17 zonals that we hosted in Chicago. So those who were involved hosting the zonals, as well those who were participating and volunteering as well, doing a lot of things to complete these games, kudos to everybody and thank you for your support. Now just to give you a quick recap, BPL 31 games played, invoiced $9,755. CASO 3 games, this is actually CMCE or CASO something. This 432 is CMCE. CASO has not billed us. CMC, I think numbers are crossed because CASO was added later on. Right, there we go. So CMC 432, they had 4 grounds. All commissioner grounds were rented, given by CMC. CYCA had 20 games that they hosted at D Park and South Elgin, right? So these are the numbers that totals to 1367. Why in red? We'll come on to that later on, where certain things has been clarified. So this is an overview. We can share this worksheet to everybody. One piece that I wanted to kind of go through while we have some officials from respective academies on call, want to go and review this. So just to give an insight to everybody, this is an organization level discussion. So we are working through everybody to get things sorted out. If BPL leadership is on this call, it's a humble request to remove the ground in charge fees. This were never agreed upon by Ice Cricket. And you can remove any Commissioner Park games from your invoices because they were given by CMC. And rest, everything else, we can still sort it out, right? So overall, 9,755, 2625 were for ground in charge fees, which is not something we agreed for, right? And if we look at previous document, we have a commitment of $50 to 150 per day, either Balstrode or some other BPL grounds. So 31 matches time, even if I take worst case scenario, $150 a day, does not match to 9755, right? So again, a lot of things. This is our ICE Google Drive where we keep track of everything that's happening within. And now, bottom line, this is our receivables from various academies. So CYCA was billed $10,800. Well, actually the amount is more. This is minus the payments that have come to us. So we still have receivables of 10,800 from CYCA, and some of them is pretty much, I think pretty much everything has been cleared out by end of day today. I have not seen, because they won't be reflected until the next banking day when those line item comes into this system from bank itself. That's when it will be reconciled. Chicago Cricket Club Academy BPL has 12,000 pending receivable. Now, very clear here, we don't forget little good things that somebody has done. BPL gave 1,000 on the final of under 13 day, where out of which $250 are payable to Jimit Patel for his excellent performance that he had, mesmerizing performance that day, and then $750 goes towards CCA. But that will be sorted out. CCA has paid $2,000. So if we combine 1,000 from BPL donation and 2,000 from Neeraj's Academy, we have total 3,000 payment. So essentially, this numbers reflects as of 3/30, I mean 3/3/2024. Most of the payments that has gone into the bank today or are queued in will not be reflected until Monday. Right, so these numbers will change when we do our month reconciliation as March ends, or when we complete it. Cricket Merchant has $5,850 that needs to be paid, which is CMC Academy. If you don't know, Cricket Merchant basically is CMC Academy. So that's our receivables. Then we have payables, plenty of those, as you can see. Let me just unfold those first, overall high level. So BNB Associates essentially is CYCA. Those are the ground fees that we reflected on the Excel worksheet that I had shared earlier. So $3,430 needs to be paid to CYCA for the 20 some grounds that they gave for hub games, including zonals. Cricket Merchant, the 432 plus, that's for the ground plus some of the expenses that have been done. So just to give you a very high level 90,000 feet view, all the expenses that tied to ice cricket are essentially all bared by Cricket Merchant as of today, right? So this number 1,930 plus some of the numbers like GoDaddy, Odoo SA, Illinois Cricket Enterprise Administration fees. Now this is a little bit different, which I'll come to it in a second, right? So these are our payables. Then if we look at details, which are these ones, right? Annual filing, umpiring, ICE, hub fees. Now these are CMC, I think, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, CMC umpire fees that needs to be paid. Then we have BPL umpires fees that totals to $2,250. And if we look at details, right, everything is basically detailed out with individual umpires who are supposed to be paid. I'm on call. So each and every name of individual who umpired as per the data that has been provided to ICE Cricket has been listed here. And these are the individuals who need to be paid by ICE Cricket, essentially, for their fees, right? Umpiring fees. With that said, our books does not look solid. There are a lot of payables, a lot of receivables which we have not received. So I humbly request everybody to look at the numbers, cooperate with us, and get those sorted out so we can get this going. 2024 kickoff needs to happen at a very nice place. And lesson learned that we are not going to let academies collect the funds anymore. Starting this year, we will have pretty much every parent paying to ICE. Right? Now, if you need detailed report of all these things, I'm very happy to give you detailed reports as per request, right? So essentially, what I'm trying to convey here is we are going digital. We have everything logged in. Nobody has been missed out. And by mistake, if we have missed out a single individual, we need to know that now because we can account those numbers into the system. So we have everything accounted for. Every transaction is being tracked by every single entries and, essentially. So this is our general ledger. I'm not going to expand this it's a pretty long general ledger. Those who are into accounting will have a very clear picture. I'm not an accounting guy, but I can at least talk about it pretty well. And balance sheet perspective, this is our balance sheet. Liability plus equity, a lot of things needs to happen. Current year earnings are minus $1,847.44. The big bucket item is CMC paying, BPL paying, and CYCA paying to ICE Cricket, right? And then based on that, we can actually start looking at, okay, who needs to get paid for what. So just to understand and give you a little high level understanding, like individuals like Amar, Subbu, Jude, Akhil, Sudhir, Manish, Sai Teja, these are all umpiring fees that were paid, and these were only paid for the zonal that we hosted in Chicago. Any hub tournament umpiring fees has not been paid. So I want to be very clear so that everybody understands. If your academy is telling you that your academy has paid to ICE, you can see it right here. Nobody has paid to ICE, and that is the reason we are holding this amount until we start collecting those funds from those academy, so we can start paying every one of you back, right? We haven't forgot any one of you. This is very clean and honest feedback, and this is what I call transparency, right? A lot of people would have asked, okay, where it is. We are not going to be believing in Excel worksheet. We have a digital ERP system where accounting is pretty much done pretty well. Okay, so this is basically a high level of what's happening and what's not happening. Moving on to our agenda list or something. So fundraising is going to be a very good effort that we collectively can put together. Obviously, more funds come into donation as a donation to this organization, the faster our kids can start playing free. Okay, that's our end goal. That is what we are looking into. We want someone to go out, take a responsibility. BPL can take a responsibility of saying, hey, Nipun, we can bring $10,000 of donation money. CYC can take a responsibility of saying, hey, we can bring in 15,000. They have a minor league. They can get extra $5 or $5,000, right? CMC can come up with their own $10,000 of fundraising money. $25,000, hey, our kids play free for the entire summer. Now, this cannot happen if we hit our heads to each other. We need to work collectively. Again, this is a youth cause. Every one of us are spending time for someone's good, and it's not our personal gain, right? We need to work for our future. Chicago has talent, or else we would not have gone out and got championship in every age level. We have some serious talent in our region. We need to give them maximum opportunity. Let's say if we have extra funds sitting in after collection, what are we going to do? We'll come up with another tournament where we don't take any extra money. Make sure they are in summer, every weekend of these kids, whoever part of any academy or part of ICE, are playing games. Doesn't matter where they belong. We want to keep them busy. More practice, game practice, they'll get better and better, right? So apart from that, I think our last point in the financial consideration is transparency and accountability. I think the system gives us that. Obviously, not everybody has visibility to it, but we can obviously generate reports and share as and when it's needed. But again, to keep our books clean, we need everybody's support to ensure these things are accounted for and responsibly are paid on time, because last year funds has not trickled down into this system, which the organization. We need those to be paid as quick as you can. Let's not do things. BPL paid 3,000, CMC paid 3,000, so I will also pay 3,000. Let's not do that. Complete it, pay it in full, so we can happily start our 2024 planning. All right. So with that said, another piece that I wanted to kind of look into is, as alluded earlier, we will be sending an invite and invoice to every parent who are currently in the system. Okay. So I just want to quickly help you see what we have and what we don't have, right? So 188 players are already in our system, which means total 188 players played last year. These are the individuals, if they are still active. Now this invoices will be completely based on the Excel worksheet that I had shared earlier, which is this. I need Academy's response on this. Once we have this solidified, once we have answer on this worksheet, we will start sending invoices those individual parents. Obviously, if there is this first field is empty, please make sure this is not empty. US Cricket will not allow your kids to play tournament. This is going to be very crucial. They are going very hard. US Cricket is going very hard on this. They have a very strict guideline. Every individual must be an active, paid, registered USAC member, and we need to log those in here because we have to provide this back to them as and when the rosters are being created. So please make sure, if you as a parent are on the call, if you as an academy leadership are on the call, please make sure every one of you have this USAC ID. $30 a year. Now what will get that to us? $30 a year per player will provide us uniform as well ball. So that's a very good news, good gesture from US Cricket that they're going to provide ball and uniform to our players. But again, don't get high hopes. Until I see those, I will not be too excited about that. But they have promised. Okay, so that's something that has been done, and they are promised to us. Last thing that I wanted to kind of review, and I didn't want to open the whole channel out, but since we have a system where we can capture feedback as well, get some surveys done, I would be happily sending those survey and feedbacks. And before doing that, to be very fair and honest, some of the last year complaints, we have it in our inboxes. We haven't reviewed those or categorized it or itemized it. We will look at those. We will send those or add those into our survey and feedback form, and we'll provide everyone who is involved, whether it's coaches, parents, players, volunteers, anybody who wants to help us get better as an organization, right? Your inputs will be very, very, very important. You know, again, if I look at the call right now, we have how many participants? 23. Now, I feel really bad that only 23 people have joined after we knowing that, you know, 85.94% opened the email. 192 emails were sent, 85% and 85.94% has opened the email. They haven't joined. So again, as I said, every transaction in the system is tracked because we want to ensure where are we leading with this. We want to make this as an inclusive organization for everyone. We need to make sure this organization is inclusive to everybody. All right. With that said, I think strengths and areas of improvement, we can discuss topics as and when we get opportunity. That we as an organization can improve for betterment of youth cricket in Chicagoland. But again, it cannot happen with only 2 or 3 people here. So there are certain things that we need to improve. We have to also put in some committee to add more people, and that's where the volunteering piece comes in. Please reach out to us if you are looking to help and support ice cricket as a volunteer. We have plenty of opportunities to work with us as well, US Cricket, and we are willing to get this 2024 youth tournament a very successful year compared to last year. With that said, I would hand over to Heman for a couple more things that he would like to speak about as well, and then I'll open up a forum where people can raise their hand in the chat and we can give them opportunity to talk as well. Heman, over to you.
Yeah, so again, one of the feedback from last year that we are very keen on kind of, developing as well is how we run and hold the tournaments for the various age groups. We are going to, look at every opportunity that we have to kind of outsource some of the responsibilities and hold this tournament in very high standards where they're managed very professionally and ensuring that no child is kind of left behind from an opportunity to showcase their talents. And then the second portion of this is going to be, we will have these tournaments in schedule in preparations with other conflicts. So we will try to do our best when we schedule to accommodate for those. One thing that we will make sure that this year, it is not going to be as free nilly-willy movement of the schedule as it was last year. The schedule will be published and the individual teams will be responsible for fielding their teams on timely manner and according to the guidelines that are provided. And we are going to be enforcing those very strictly. One of the key things that we are looking forward to is we are going to have independent selectors for all age groups. And, again, it will be very transparent transactions, throughout all the participants to make sure that everybody has the information that they are required and, that they will be shared across the board. That's all from my side, Nipun.
Thank you, Heman. That was an excellent point. I think I missed out on that. Very good. We want to keep things very short and sweet. I wanted to kind of give an opportunity as well. So if anybody has questions, they can raise their hand rather than everyone talking at the same time. So we can give you an opportunity. You can unmute yourself and talk. If there is an overlap, please volunteer to wait for somebody else to go over. And if nobody has any questions.
Hey Nipun, this is Kailash here. So,
hey, Kailash.
Hey man. So thanks a lot again, for having this session. Now, obviously, you guys do recognize that there are many areas of improvement and opportunity that ICE can make, and of course, the individual academies. Is this the right forum to talk, or are you going to send out a survey or anything of that nature, from what I understand?
Right. So, as I said earlier, we have received a lot of inputs from last year's tournament, which we have never essentially, honestly, got time to review it. So Heman and I have a lot of things on our plate, basically to go over, review, and add those feedback questions or pain points or good things onto those surveys and feedback forms, send it out to everyone to get additional feedback from them.
Okay, all right.
If that helps.
So, all right, so we'll wait for that communication to come through.
Right, and if you guys, since whoever are on the call, please make sure you're whitelisting the Ice Cricket emails, because everything is coming from the system. As I just showed that 85% of you has opened the email, but only 23 has joined, which I'm happy for you all who has joined, because you guys are the serious individuals who can take us forward. And I'm not saying the other ones are not. We just need to make them aware that it is as important as your kid going to an academy, getting training, because this is their future discussion that's happening when it comes to cricket in Chicagoland, right? So we'll send those surveys out where we'll be able to identify who has opened, how many of them have responded, and things like that. Yeah, anybody else?
All right, thanks for that.
Nipun, this is Rahul. I just have one question. When do you think by when do you think that we will have the schedule for summer and fall finalized for this year?
So we are trying to work on the existing childs or players who were part of last year. We are waiting for a feedback, updated Excel worksheet from respective academies. Once we have that, and once that is back into the system, we will open new registration for those who are potentially competition ready this year for respective age group. Once those, it will be with a deadline that open registration needs to be completed by so and so date. If you miss the date, there will not be a chance for you to play first set of the games until you do it, right? So we'll come up with all those deadlines, which we are working through to give you a very quick answer. Everything is at play at the moment, but we will come back to you shortly, every one of you.
Okay.
But expected start of the tournament is expected to be around May 2nd, 3rd week.
Hey Nipun, this is Pramod.
Hi Pramod.
Hey Nipun, when are the schedules for 2024 going to get published? Where's the by when can we expect it?
Yeah, as I just mentioned, we have a process to follow, Pramod. The gentleman right before you asked the same question, and I answered the same question to him as well. But I'll repeat it one more time. We have given some homework to respective academies to come back with answers. They need to fill in that Excel worksheet, provide us data back so we can put those data back into our system, identifying who are active and who are not active, which academy they are part of, and things like that. Then we'll open up a new registration for kids who are potentially competition ready. And within that deadline, the number of players who register, based on that, we'll come up with a schedule.
Yeah, I just was confused because you mentioned earlier in the call, like by Feb 28th or something was the deadline.
So that deadline, 28th deadline was to complete the Excel worksheet. Academies already have this with them.
Got it. Yeah, I think that would help us in better planning for the summer. So
Correct.
that is very critical, at least if you can send it by before end of March for anyone traveling or making their vacation plans for the summer, right? So that would be great. If
Yeah, I would say reach out to your academy head. They have this worksheet, and see if you guys can volunteer to take responsibility and get this completed.
Thanks, Nipun.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Hey, Nipun, one final question. So what if parents have feedback on topics that are not covered in the survey? Can they email it to the email as reference?
So very good thing, very good question. So let me quickly, while we are on call, help you. So our website is live, just for your info. It is www.icecricket.org. Okay. So in here you will find links to USA Cricket, youth cricket, get involved, blah, 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 simple stuff, nothing fancy stuff. You have data from last year. So 2024, since we already have 3 age groups, we have kind of, as a placeholder, we have listed there, right? But any questions or something, you can submit a ticket. Whatever anybody wants to send a question to a respective individual or a generic email to an organization to provide a feedback, just write it in the description and send it to us. We will take this as a note. It creates a ticket inside the system, will be assigned to one of us volunteer to look into it, because this is not a one-man or two-man job. And that's why we are saying we will need a lot of individuals to help and support to collectively grow this organization and make it as the best organization in the world where cricket happens, if that makes sense, right? So with that said, yeah, this is a place where you can actually put your thoughts together and send it to us.
All right, great. That's good to know. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else? All right, if not, I think I can give you, I was thinking to at least max go 1 hour. If not, happy to give you 13 minutes back, that too on a Sunday night. We are getting ready for morning. Everybody has a busy day next day. So I really want to thank everyone again for joining the call. Heman, anything else you have in mind that you need to say?
No, I'm driving, so I'm trying to focus on my driving and listening in.
Yeah, driving.
So everybody have a safe evening. Any questions, please, send those to us. We will do our best to get back to you in a timely manner, and looking forward to a successful 2024.
Excellent. Thank you, Heman. And for those who have joined or who would like to share this videos to somebody else who has not joined the call, this will be uploaded on our YouTube channel. You can access those channels from our homepage. So essentially, there is no video at the moment. So this is where all these videos will be uploaded, minute or whatever you want to call it as. Our Ice Cricket organization has nice Facebook page, which is not active since championship, but we need to get this active as quick as we can. All right, guys. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night. I really want to thank everyone for your support. For those who are involved in 2023, we are happy to have you on board as well again this year. But again, individual academy leads, please ensure the fundings are back to ICE so we can get this even much smoother than what it is at the moment. Thank you, everyone, for your call. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks. Bye.